Recently, we uploaded our 100th video. Huzzah! So I figured that maybe by now I have a little bit of an idea how this YouTube thing works. So I figured I would make a video aimed at you guys who are most likely game dev YouTubers as well. That's what I noticed at least. A lot of the people who comment on our videos also have like some channel where they upload like devlogs of their own games, or they upload tutorials of their games, things like that. And that's probably also why you watch this channel, because it's also more about general advice and not just here's how I make a game or here's how I program some certain mechanic. So I have like, I think 7 in total, 7 different like tips that I want to give you, some big, some small, that will help you. Of course, some of them are also like general YouTube related, but still I felt like they were worth repeating. Now, before I go into like those tips, I want to quickly go over why would you make a YouTube channel and why did we do it? It was gonna be our main marketing source for Forge Industry. That was our idea. We were gonna upload devlogs, they were gonna get like 100,000 views every one of them. We'd get so many wishlists from it, and then we'd release and we'd be rich and I'd be on like some beach right now. That didn't happen, as you may have noticed. But I've learned that I like being a YouTuber. This was like one of those things that I wanted to be when I was a little kid. I had like my Battlefield 4 gaming videos, which are long lost by now. But I like having a community. I like talking to you guys and just getting into game dev. I think YouTube can be also a great source to learn new people almost, even though that's not really the main point of it. It's also just a great like way to entertain, and I mean, our AdSense payments are starting to come in. You can also even see it as like an extra form of income if your game completely flops. But I do think that you need to be like a little bit built different if you truly want to be like a big YouTuber. You need to be a little bit of a narcissist is what I usually say. I think I'm pretty alright and down to earth still, but you are going to be. I'm literally talking to a camera right now. How many people can just like talk to a wall basically and be happy? And also, for example, when you're editing your own videos, which you most likely will be doing, it's really hard those few times to actually have to look at your own face and to like hear your own voice, and you just want to cringe and die because it's like, oh my god, I sound so dumb. That's okay, but you need to get over that and you need to get used to it. If you've decided I want to become a game dev YouTuber and you know like a bit of what you want to do, is it tutorials, is it talking about game design like we do, is it talking about the game dev drama, which is really popping off as of the time of this recording, well then you're in luck, because I'm gonna go over some tips that I have. And the first one is that you don't need to have a game released. This was like something that I was struggling with a lot when we first started our YouTube channel, and I started talking about like, I think the first video that really popped off was like 5 game dev pitfalls. And it's like, you know, we'd been developing Forge Industry for about 9 months at that point, with like a lot of breaks and things like that. So I never really felt that comfortable back then, because who am I? I'm just a poser. I talk about like all of these game dev related things, but I've never released a game. I think it's all right. I think it's perfectly fine to not really have a reputation yet in terms of I've released these previous games, but I think you shouldn't like keep waiting on it too long. I think you should work as fast as possible to releasing a game if you have a YouTube channel. The amount of credibility you can gain by just being like, hey, I've published a game before is enormous. There's like a very big difference in our YouTube channel, I feel, and also maybe in how I acted on our YouTube channel before we had published our first game, Forge Industry, and I was still very much feeling like a poser, versus then after we released Forge Industry and I was like, yeah, I've gone through it all, I can feel proud of myself, and I've actually achieved more than like most of our viewers probably have. And then the next thing is, this is more general YouTube, but I think that gear doesn't matter except for audio. I think audio is king. There's only one video we uploaded on this channel with bad audio, and that was the very first one. It was shot on like some Rode shotgun mic, and I think it was still alright, but there were definitely a lot of issues with the audio. So after I uploaded that video, I was like, okay, am I gonna take YouTube serious? Yes, I am. I'm gonna do one investment. And I got myself some of these Rode wireless Go's with like the smart lavs. They were like a combo deal back then. And I used them every single video. It's amazing. You can also like detach them and you have like this little box. You've probably seen YouTubers wear it, but I really like the lavaliers because you don't look as stupid with them. And you can like put this in like a handheld microphone and you can do like interviews. This is pricey. It's like 350 euros is what I paid back then. But looking back at all of the videos I've uploaded with them and the audio quality that I have, I think it was really worth it. Especially because we have more than one speaker. So these also support like multiple tracks and things like that. It's really easy to like merge everything together. There's also some cheaper options that you can like find on Amazon for like 50 euros or something. I think Ulanzi has some good USB-C microphones, also wireless lavaliers. Get something like that. People can live with bad video quality. Of course, this one is pretty decent, but even if you record with your phone, that's more than fine enough. But people can't live with bad audio. I am someone who thinks that audio is always king over video, even on a visual platform like YouTube. A lot of people, they just listen to videos instead of actually watching them. When's the last time that you actually sat down in front of your computer or TV, put on like a Bite Me Games video and gave me your full attention, and you weren't like scrolling on your phone in the meantime, or you were playing like Starfield on another monitor, and you were just listening to this video? Getting good audio is very important if you don't want to like scare away your viewers. Never use a headset mic. A lot of like streamers and gamers, they have like the boom arms, they are fine as well. I like the lavaliers because these allow me to like record from anywhere. I don't have to sit at my like desk. Now the biggest problem is, how do you grow? Because this is something that I feel is really hard, is that you expect to upload your first video and first you're like, oh, I don't really expect anything from it. But then in reality, you do have expectations, and you upload that video and it gets like 20 views and like 19 of them are your mom. That's not great. We want to get our channel growing as fast as possible. And here's how we did it. At first, our upload schedule was quite erratic and we uploaded once a week at most. And then in about February of this year, we were like, okay, this is not giving us the growth we want. Because if we had one bad upload, so if we had a Friday with a bad upload, there was no like video to recover that anymore until the next one on Friday. So I just felt bad for a whole week because we had bad video performance. So in mid-February, I think I decided to switch to 2 uploads a week, which was quite hard, honestly. 2 uploads a week, even nowadays when I feel like I'm better at YouTube, still takes a lot of time. But I think that basically all the growth this channel has seen over like the past like half year is because of those 2 uploads a week. There's actually this Belgian YouTuber who does like devlogs, and I really like his style. I really like the content he uploads. His name is like Oscar Godspear. He makes devlogs and he only has like 4 videos as I record this, and he's been uploading for almost a year at this point. And it just hurts me to see, because the YouTube algorithm won't allow you to grow if you upload that infrequently. It likes things like having like actual structure and especially quantity. Now there's various ways to approach this, but I think the best one is to upload twice a week. Because if you go for more than 2 videos a week, your quality is going to suffer too much. Or basically you're gonna have to make like 3-4 minute long videos where you talk about one thing. That can work as well. For us, my goal is to have like at least 7 to like 14-15 minutes long videos 2 times a week. I think that's just a good balance for us. And then speaking of like how many videos you upload, not in a week, but in total, get ready to upload a lot of videos. What I mean here is, don't start a YouTube channel, just don't even bother with it if you don't commit to it. And what do I mean by committing? Be like at the start of it, be like, no matter what, I'm gonna upload at least 10 or even 20 videos. Even if all of them will get like 4 views, I think you still need to do this. It's a great exercise in discipline as well, but also a lot of people just give up after like 2 or 3 videos, because why would anyone watch like their first 2 or 3 videos when they have like 15 subscribers and their videos honestly are quite shitty? We didn't really have any growth until we reached our 60th video, which is pretty average if you look at like other big YouTubers. Sure, you have like some of those devlogs that get like 200,000 views on like the first video they make, and then they have the subscriber base to keep going off it. But you need to make a lot of videos. Also, don't come to me with like YouTube advice. You know, I love to help you, but if you've never uploaded a video yet and you're like, oh, what should I upload? I don't care, just upload something. And also have uploaded at least 10 videos. Only 10 really. I feel like you're serious enough because you've put in the work, even though there's like very little result. And you've also just learned a lot on your own. There's like plenty of like simple questions that you'll probably ask me that you will learn just from uploading more videos. The best possible way you can improve your YouTube videos is not by like studying other YouTubers or watching like 10 ways to improve your YouTube channel 0 to 1,000 subscribers in 1 week or something. No, it's just uploading more, and you'll learn a lot. You'll just get better at things like this. I can now just like look into this camera and talk. This took me like 50 videos to develop this skill, where I don't need to script out everything anymore. Right now, my script basically just contains I have like the title of every like point I have in this video, and that's it. All the other things, I'm just talking to you. This also feels much more like real, because I'm not just talking to a camera, I'm talking to you specifically, and I'm not reading off a script. I think some great examples of how you can see this in our channel as well, apart from just me talking, is our thumbnails. They've still far from perfect, but they've gotten a lot better if you look back to our first ones, as well as just how I edit my videos. The more B-roll I can add into it, I do little tweaks, I do some movement here and there, and I also just edit faster, which allows me to upload more videos again. Now, you will encounter a pretty big problem if you go for 2 uploads a week, and that is, where do you find the time? My main job is this. Not making YouTube videos specifically, but working at ByteMe, making games and doing those videos. And this is a really hard balance to strike, because sure, I make videos about our games and about things I learn, but I need to actually be able to learn things and work on games to get that new information that I then want to teach to you guys. And I think that this is also a very big problem. This basically, you have to kill your perfectionism. I used to be and maybe still am quite perfectionistic on certain regards, not on videos anymore. If it's good enough, I just send it out. I don't want to go for 10 out of 10 videos. Sometimes their B-roll is lacking, or sometimes there's bad framing or something, but I don't care. I have 2 videos a week, so even if this one just fails, I'll have the one for Friday, or I have the one from Tuesday next week that will just counteract the bad stats pretty much. And this is a very tricky balancing exercise. You need to kind of hate your life and really want to work hard if you want to do both YouTube videos and also work on your own game. And I think as a solo developer, this is really hard. We have a team, so even if I'm not working on the game, I still have William or Thomas, for example, who are still making progress, which does help in making sure that our game doesn't take 5 years to develop. How I personally also try to balance it out is I set aside at most 2 full working days. So I don't know, about 20 hours a week on YouTube. And apart from that, it's no matter what, I finish the edit and all of the scripting and all of the recording within that time period. And then it's just normal game dev and making sure our business stays afloat stuff. And then something that also a lot of game developers don't really like to hear, but show yourself. You as a person have a face on your videos. Don't just have a voice talking over your videos. It's not great. Why is it not great? People like to see who you are. There's much more emotional connection between you and me. Even though I don't know who you are, you probably have an almost parasocial relationship with me. I find this very funny, for example, when people walk up to me at events and they talk to me as if we've been best friends. I love you guys, but I have no idea who you are. So please, just tell me that you're a viewer or something from the first second. And it's also just a much better branding thing, because I can walk around at conventions now and, like I said, people recognize me. I have much more value in who I am as a person. And if at one point I'm I'm retiring from game dev and I'm gonna become a skydiving YouTuber, this face will just move on and I'll have some brand still, some people who are interested into that. Also, apart from the psychological stuff, moving faces are also just nice to look at, because otherwise if you have a somewhat static game like we had with Forge Industry, it's very easy to get bored of the video and just click off of it. Now I have all of these hand signals. People are sometimes you move too much with your hands. Well, it still engages your brain and you keep watching because there's movement. It's almost you have the little Subway Surfers and whatever other sand slicing and Minecraft parkour videos that you have on TikTok to keep your attention. Your face on YouTube is also going to do a lot in getting that retention. And then one last quick one is use timestamps. It's very easy to do. It's 5 minutes of work and it forces you to have your video somewhat planned out in the beginning. And it also shows to your viewer the moment they click on the video, oh, there are timestamps. Well, he probably thought about what he's gonna talk about in this video. And they can very easily skip if some certain part isn't applicable to them. They can just go to the next part of the timestamp and keep watching instead of just immediately being I don't really care about this video, just let me click off. I think timestamps is one of the best things you can do. It's very easy. I in my editing software already, I set markers once I've cut down my main video. And then from there, I can just easily look at those markers, copy the timestamp code to my YouTube, and it's done. It's really easy. There's no reason why you shouldn't do it. So yeah, that's pretty much the main things I had to say. There's so many more stuff, of course, that I can talk to you about, YouTube stuff. You can always reach out to me if you want some feedback. Just keep in mind, you need to have 10 videos uploaded just to weed it out ideally. But I'm curious about you guys as well. Have you been following the channel a while and have you seen any improvement? What do you like about this channel? What do you absolutely hate? Is it my face that sometimes you wish that, oh, I like the videos where there's no face of you? I know a lot of you guys complain about our thumbnails. Look, they're gonna stay like this for a while. They're quite easy for me to make. They get pretty decent like click-through rates, and I just don't have the time to spend more time on making them better. And I also don't really know what is a good thumbnail. I'm really bad at those kinds of things. Anyway, that's all I really had to say. If you're new here, we make game development videos mostly, where we talk about the progress of our own game, or we talk about game design topics, or we go to conferences and we just vlog there. If that's something that interests you, be sure to head down below and click the subscribe button, as it really helps us out and you get these videos twice a week. Anyway, that's all I really to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!